don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express, let's roll, let's go. So grab your boots, let's take a stand for freedom, faith, and the heart of this land. Oreo Express.
Celebrate our newest launch, Rev 7. I'm bringing you an amazing introductory offer, plus an exclusive overstock sale that you're not going to want to miss. Rev 7 is our premium energy drink that tastes great and gives you energy all day with no jitters and no crashes. That's because there's no sugar and no caffeine. I'm so sure you're going to love Rev 7 that for a limited time you can try our 3-pack absolutely free. Or check out our Percale bed sheets. I can't believe I'm even going to say this. Every color, every style, every size, only $29.88. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save 20% on our Rev 7 12-packs or try our introductory 3-pack absolutely free. And our Percale bed sheets, all sizes, only $29.88. Even the queens and kings. Inventory is extremely limited, so order now.
That's right, guys. Order now. I can't believe it. Today is December 3rd. You got pretty much 2.5 weeks to get your presents together. It's going to go fast. I keep looking at the calendar like, oh no, it's all coming. Christmas time is here. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Josh here, Oreo Express. Hope you're ready. Hit like button. Share this out. We're asking you to do that if you would, please. And we appreciate everybody being in here. Let me jump over to the comments really quick. We got Nola. Hello, Nola. Trina's in the house. Texas Bigfoot. Susan. The California Hillbilly. He's asking if it's foggy in here. Are out in Fresno. And it was last night. It was more of a heavy mist than a fog, so it's not too bad, but it is gray. Carol Burton, Darlene. Let's see. Who's popping in later? Renee's in the house. Hello, Renee. Pixie, what's up, Pixie? Newfie. Thank you guys for being in here. We appreciate you. Once again, hit that like button and share this out. We're going to talk about ICE is now on the streets of Minnesota. There's some videos of that. Also, the memorandum came out to stop these asylum seekers in their tracks. We got a pardon from President Trump and a whole lot more. We got some good news, bad news, and all the above. One thing we've been talking about is the election in Tennessee, where you had somebody that was a anti-American that hated Nashville, had been on record before, and of course, left-leaning legacy media, if you will, backed her up 100%, and Trump pulled out all the stops at the end to ensure a victory for MAGA. And as of last night, it was called Congressman-elect now, Matt Van Epps. Let me pull up some of this. This isn't much, but we'll show you some, a little bit of video. I was at church when I pulled into church. If you guys follow us on X, I went to the Tennessee website so I could get the totals. And I was like, he was up by like 9-10 points. And what was it, like 6 or 7 out of 16 counties had been counted. So I felt pretty confident, unless all of a sudden we stopped counting ballots. I've been there before, but take a look at this. Let's pull this up.
The military taught me what it means to be part of, trust the person next to you, to stay mission focused, and to never leave anyone behind. That's the same spirit I'll take to Washington, because this campaign has never been about one person. It's about we, the people. I've heard your stories, and I will be your fighter.
I've heard your stories, and I will be your fighter. Again, the person that was running against Matt was very similar to a mom dummy. We talked about it yesterday, and then I heard a clip. It was from Sean Hannity, but it was Ted Cruz, and what he says about the turnout. We talk about all the time. People think that there's this blaze and this fire. Democrats use that line all the time to say, we're beating MAGA. Well, no, you're not beating MAGA. The fact is, MAGA doesn't come out unless Trump is on the ticket. It's an unfortunate thing. We got to figure out how to change it. But Democrats come out because hate is what pushes them. And I want you to listen to this.
It's going to be a turnout election. And the left is a powerful motivator. They hate President Trump. It doesn't matter. He could cure cancer. He could feed the entire world, and they would hate him. There's nothing he can do to change that. What we've got to make sure is, number one, that conservatives show up, but number two, that just the common sense middle, regular people who, what is dangerous in an off-cycle election is people that are feeling complacent, like things are going well, I'm happy, and the danger is those folks stay home. We've got to set out the alarm bells that if we allow the Democrats to flip the House, to flip the Senate, it is an absolute catastrophe.
It's bad for the country.
It's going to be a turnout election. And the left.
So talking about a turnout election, he's talking about the midterms. And it is very true what he is saying. Midterms are extremely important. All of Trump's agenda could be placed on hold and even reversed if people that love this country don't get out and vote. I think we know how this election cycle kind of goes. And everything we've heard about Trump right now from legacy media is how bad it is, how bad he is, how things are going the wrong way. Now, because he wants to protect America and America first, he's now a racist, bigoted, xenophobic, all these things. I think we got a video from Ilhan Omar. And then I want to talk about something else when we get there, because now, kind of like the Kamala theory, and I'll give you a little sneak peek, but I love the way that now these people from like Somalia, I've never considered them black for some reason. I don't know, but now they're throwing around that black term, and like somehow all Muslims are being ridiculed because they're black, and we'll get into that. But you know what? Matt Van Epps won. Good on that. Now the fight is on. We have to get up to the midterms. We got to start working now. We got to start fighting now. There is no waiting until the last moment. That's just like Christmas. If you haven't bought Christmas presents and you wait till the 24th, December 24th, you're probably not going to get everything you wanted, and not going to be the Christmas you wanted if you're all about gifts. And that's how it is when it comes to voting. So I seen this clip too, and I thought it was great. We love playing CNN clips. When we talk about what the media has been doing and what people has been hearing, that they are parroting Democrats' talking points, whether it was healthcare. For a long time, it was parroted by CNN and MSNBC, was that Elon Musk is getting your Social Security money. Remember when we went out to Tesla dealerships and they were all over 65, 70 years old, and it was because they were scared. They were listening to the news that for some reason they've trusted for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And they're telling them that Elon Musk is getting into their Social Security fund and taking it away from them. And they're believing this. They're outside one of his dealerships. And we heard many lies over the last, since Trump, well, for years, but since Trump's been in office. Texas Bigfoot, thank you for gifting a subscription over there. Appreciate you. But another thing they said, that big beautiful bill, this only helps the rich. This is Trump. This is Trump hurting the middle and lower class people. And really, the big part of the big beautiful bill, you know what it did? The main thing it did, extended the tax credits from his previous administration. I want you to listen to this right here. This was epic.
I just wanted to go back a moment. You said a moment ago that President Trump kept the taxes where they were, and it wasn't a big tax cut. That has not been CNN's position for months. CNN said it was a big tax cut for the rich people. Most commentators on this network have said that. I made the point that this was merely stopping a tax increase, and you're not agreeing with me.
Let me clarify that, you know, the Trump administration and the Republicans in Congress, they had some choices that they faced. They could have
raised taxes or
they could have kept taxes the same for the vast majority of Americans, and they could have raised taxes for the wealthy. They chose not to do that.
So you see how they spin that? I want you to listen. He called her out. He said, you pretty much just said that they're not changing taxes for most people because they're just extending the tax credits. And then she goes and turns that into, well, yeah, but they could have changed it. They could have taxed people more. They could have raised taxes. So this is how they justify their actions, folks. This is how, if you want investment into a country, especially the country that went through COVID, and then you had Joe Biden and the auto pin just destroying anything about manufacturing and American goods, and they're gonna say that Trump is giving these big, beautiful tax cuts to the rich, and screw you, when that wasn't the case. And now CNN's getting called out on it, and they're playing word salad.
They decided to keep taxes more or less the same, but also cut spending in ways that cut what lower income Americans received from the government for their tax dollars, and use that transfer to fund the tax cuts for wealthy people. So look, you can call it whatever you want. My only point is,
but I want to put a pin in this.
But my only point is, Brad, I think that Mike Johnson and you and Donald Trump thought that, well, the American people are going to reward you for giving them those tax cuts. Well, it turns out they're not really going to give you a brownie for keeping things basically the same. They wanted things to improve, and it's not.
But Abby, if you think the economy is not what it ought to be now, you should have seen what would happen if their taxes had gone up. Yeah, if Democrats tried to raise taxes on every American,
act as if this was you act as if this was a
Democrats had no
binary
plan. They
choice.
had no plan to stop the tax increases for working people.
Kept taxes low for the vast majority of Americans, and
Democrats
they
never
could have
offered
rolled
that
back some
alternative.
tax cuts for the wealthy, and they chose not to do that. That was a choice. That was a policy choice.
Larger gap.
I love it when they get called out. I just, when I seen this clip this morning, I was literally laughing out loud. This happens so often. Just like you don't hear legacy media say, they said it for about 6 weeks that Trump is deporting American citizens. You hear that at the protest we go to, folks. There is no American citizens being deported. Now, if you came into this country legally, had an anchor baby, unfortunately, until the Supreme Court fixes this, that anchor baby is now an American citizen. Sounds crazy, right? It is. Well, now, when that 8-month-old baby, when the parents getting deported, ICE asked, do you want to take your child or do you have someone you want to leave your child with? They said, we're going to take it, which I think any loving parent would. We facilitate all of them going home. That's not deporting citizens. Oh man. I just noticed on our campaigns for ad reads, there's one that RW has been requesting. That's interesting. We'll have to do that in the next show. All right, let's move on. How about this? We hear about how mass transit is so safe and all these Democrats just love it. Take the subway, do this. We're cleaning it up. We have people that are literally have their necks sliced off, their head sliced off. Then you have people burn on fire. Well, in New York Police Department is now searching again for a suspect. This was released by NYPD Crime Stoppers. It says NYPD is searching for a suspect who set a sleeping 55-year-old victim on fire on a train. Now, listen. I don't recommend on a public train to sleep. I don't think I could. I don't think my anxiety would allow me to sleep on a public subway system in New York. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, set on fire might be the worst of it, right? But if you got a chain, if you got a watch, if you got a bracelet, somebody's going to come up. Be alert. And I get it. I don't know the story. And maybe this person has lived in New York forever and that's where they've gotten their cat nap forever. That as well. I don't know how you could sleep on a train. But B. Mikey gifted some subscriptions as well. B. Mikey, thank you so much. Appreciate you and your support. And again, thank you for everybody that gave on Giving Tuesday. Yesterday was Giving Tuesday, and we had, I think, 5 of you donate to us, and we want to say thank you. We're trying to get all the first of the month bills paid, and so we can move on to travel and next month. So thank you very much. We appreciate you. But this is the suspect here who lit a 55-year-old man who is sleeping on fire. Man. You know, we all have kids. If you have kids or had kids or grandkids, or you're going to have kids, if you don't have kids, you're going to worry the hell out of yourself. And, you know, both my older kids are pretty smart. My son, just like me, probably does some stupid shit. Pardon my language. But overall, I feel pretty confident that they go to, you know, that they don't go places that are that crazy. But whenever my daughter or my son, and they travel for concerts and stuff, they do. They're adults. They do what they want. And I just worry, especially when they go somewhere. Like my daughter hasn't went to New York alone, but my daughter has been to many different states going visiting her friends from college. She just got back from Utah because all her friends, she still keeps in contact with all her high school friends. And man, some places scare you a little more. My son just got back from Long Beach, California. He went down there, him and his girlfriend. And I'm sitting there that night going to sleep and I'm like, oh, Lord, protect her. It's just crazy in some of these areas. And you know what's amazing? We see a lot. We cover a lot. We're probably a little bit more educated and see what's going on in the world. We travel a lot. But there's so many people that are just so complacent. That won't happen to me. Oh, not in my town. How about this one? Speaking of train tracks, let's listen to this one. Old man was beaten, shoved on the train tracks in Chicago by a career felon.
And we've learned he's had dozens of Tommy Carter is charged with attempted murder after punching an elderly man yesterday morning at the Harlem Forest Park. We're told the victim ended up on the tracks, nearly touching the third rail as a train was approaching the stop. Now, the conductor saw the attack and was able to stop the train in time. Police arrested Carter on the platform. We've learned he's had dozens of arrests dating back to 2001.
We talk about this all the time, dozens of arrests. Now, there is some people that psychologically should not be functioning in normal society. They shouldn't be on the streets in normal society. Some of them, and there is some that are just so whacked out in their mind that they don't know what they're doing is necessary. I wouldn't say they don't know it's bad, but they don't comprehend the outcome of it all. And we just continue to arrest these people and put them right back on the streets. We need to make mental institutions great again. Make insane asylums great again. And I think we're getting to that point. We're getting to that point. Right now, we got a big push on these people, all the Somalis committing fraud and everything else against the American citizens. And so they're working on that. But when I seen this, I was like, 2 stories today about, 2 different cities that their mayors and their governors come out and say, it's perfectly safe to ride our public transportation. What are you talking about? Speaking of bozos, I'm sitting here in the heart of California. Our mayor, Gavin Newsom, he's out of the state again. He's out of the state. He's doing some of his campaigning for the 2028 presidential election right now. But what we've heard a lot, and Trump's called him out for, is Trump came down after those fires. He put an army of EPA out here to clean up the toxic materials. Even Gavin Newsom had to say it was record-breaking how fast the EPA came in and cleaned everything up. And Trump said, now it's your turn. Cut the red tape. Let these people rebuild. 11 months later, nothing. Take a listen to this.
A full waiver for homes, businesses, and apartments.
Maybe it'll be enough.
Yeah, very emotional. This decision could mean the difference between tens of thousands of dollars and whether or not they decide to rebuild or move on. And tonight, they're still.
Somebody pays it. It's going to be the taxpayer.
The LA City Council again delaying a decision on what reconstruction fees to waive in Pacific Palisades.
What reconstruction fees to waive? Waive them all. These people's house burnt down.
Dozens of fire victims in City Hall watching in tears.
Sobbing, actually. It was so devastating to see how incompetent our city is.
January's Palisades fire left roughly 7,000 buildings in ashes. In April, the mayor called for a hold on reconstruction fees, but now, almost 11 months after.
In April, this is when she was getting hit left and right from the Trump administration. She asked for a hold. That was in April, guys. We are in November.
The flames, the city council still hasn't made a decision.
They want to nitpick and penny pinch people who have gone through the worst, most devastating wildfire in our history.
Both reports will have a major fiscal impact.
Council members now weighing 2 possible plans, one costing the city an estimated $86 million, waiving fees for single-family home rebuilds.
Commitments were made.
And Councilmember Tracy Parks' roughly $280 million proposal, a full waiver for homes, businesses, and apartments.
Maybe it'll be
I want to know something. How I'm missing something here. How does it cost the city anything to waive these permits? Or to waive these fees? Think about that. These people already had a home. It was built. Their home burned down. Now let them rebuild it. Let them rebuild it. The sewage is there. All the stuff is there to rebuild. All you have to do is cut the red tape. What they're saying is costing them is because they're not making money off the rebuild. It's a wash. This is good old California.
Enough to convince an apartment owner to rebuild.
We don't get to magically waive it. We can only pay it.
They think that we're asking for handouts, but we pay taxes. You should be coming here and helping us.
Fire victims caught in the middle of a city budget crisis with their lives in the balance.
The more friction that they put up against this town for rebuilding, the harder it makes everybody.
Now waiting almost a year for a decision on fees and if they can afford to rebuild.
We did not ask for this fire. We just want to rebuild. We're not looking for anything fancy. We're looking for the city to stand up and do their part.
So now this goes to another budget committee meeting before it goes back to the LA City Council for a vote. No word when that could take place.
We called it. We told you this would happen. Trump told you this would happen. Trump told you that, again, if this was a conservative area and you had people on there that actually represented the constituents, you would have houses complete. You would have neighborhoods built back almost by now. I think Gavin Newsom did a victory lap 3 weeks ago because the first building went up. One single property had been built. And in that time, since the EPA has left, I've had in my town, I've had whole empty plots of land that are now full, thriving shopping centers with multiple business in them, running and operating normally. It was a plot of land when this happened. Man, could you imagine? We wouldn't have the Golden Gate Bridge. We wouldn't have all these things that we have now if we had the current politicians and the political climate that we do now. You want to build, we want fees. We don't care if your house burnt down. It's just insane. See what else we got here. Speaking of housing,
and it shows that data out tomorrow.
There is now data out. We told you it would take about a year. Remember, I said this. It's going to get tough. Prices are probably going to go up when Trump got inaugurated. You got to go through the hard spots because you're cinching the belt before things get better. Well, on the housing front, things, at least apartments, are seeming to trend downward, and I think that's a good sign. And I think it's gonna go much, much better coming in 2026. You're gonna see a substantial drop in housing costs. Take a look at this.
Data out tomorrow, and it shows that continued new supply are pushing vacancies up and rents down. The national median monthly rent for apartments fell 1% in November from October and now stands at $1,367. That's according to Apartment List. It was the fourth consecutive month-over-month decline. Apartment rents are now down 1.1% from November of last year and have fallen 5.2% from their 2022 peak. Now, vacancies hit a record high of 7.2% in October. That was unchanged in November. This index dates back to 2017. It comes after a really historic surge in apartment construction brought on big by the pandemic. Since it takes a while to build a large building, this supply is still on the high side.
You know what else is contributing to that? Deportations. 2 million people. Think about that. Let's just say that's 500,000 homes that are vacant now. 500,000 apartments that are vacant now. It is absolutely wild. It is absolutely wild. And we're going to see that's some of the good stuff going on. Speaking of good stuff, this has been making its rounds. I don't know if you all have seen the new Chevy commercial, their holiday season Chevy commercial, but it's getting a lot of praise. Americana, like back to how the commercials used to be, family oriented. How they used to be back in the day. I'm going to pull that commercial up and show you and check this out, and we'll talk about it.
Found it.
Are we feeding an army?
Pies are in the fridge. Hun, did you get the casseroles?
Yeah, back seat.
So let's go. Come on, careful, careful, careful.
Where's the dog?
Kind of got my hands full here.
Willie! Don't keep all the good stuff to yourself.
I was just thinking about the first time that we did this drive. The great diaper explosion of 1992. Uh-oh, the Christmas tree farm.
Don't even.
That's the one you want? You got it?
Got it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You actually said,
I will turn this car around right now. I was going to.
yeah.
Dad, we gotta go. Please, Dad, just stop by here, please.
The last time we did this together, remember?
I don't want to go back to college. It's okay. It's going to be okay. He doesn't even like me.
That guy's not even cool enough for you anyway.
By the cracks of his skin, I climb to the top. I climb the tree to see the world.
They never made it easy, did they?
Well, did you want it to be easy?
No. I wanted it to be just like it was.
Oh.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad.
Hello. Oh, no. You guys just get in?
Yeah. Who's this little guy?
This is Waylon.
You look like an old friend of mine.
Come on in. It's freezing out here.
Yeah.
Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Planted the seeds. I climb the tree to see the world.
Well, there you have it. That is getting a lot of talk. A lot of people love that. And you see how they pretty much, and that's when I'm not a Chevy fan, but that's a nice truck right there. And they're saying, look at, they started out their family in this truck. They've done the journey in this truck, and they're still doing the journey in this truck. But it does, when you watch that, it does remind, at least it doesn't remind me of things today, but it does remind me of America in the 80s. It seems like we were much more traditional. Family meant a lot more. And I'm not talking about me or you. I'm talking about America as a whole. And so good on Chevy. Good on Chevy for doing that. We don't, I mean, you have Jaguar putting trannies up on their commercials. And I think this is just epic. I think it's epic. Hopefully it's a sign of America kind of reeling back in from the wokeness that we've dealt with for a long time. All right, so today, some of the breaking news. President Trump just granted a full pardon to Democrat Congressman Henry Cuellar of Texas, saying Joe Biden ordered a witch hunt against Cuellar for speaking out against open borders. Remember when we covered this witch hunt? And I said the only reason they're going after him is because he's being truthful about the border. Remember, this was very similar to what they did to New York City Mayor Eric Adams. As soon as we're a welcoming city, bring them all, and then thousands a week are showing up, and it's killing a city. And he's like, listen, we need to stop some. Instantly, the FBI raided his house, his campaign manager's house, all this. And we said, this was not, Democrats don't go after Democrats. They just don't. This right here, it says, as I previously, let me put this up. There's a Trump post right here. For years, the Biden administration weaponized the justice system against their political opponents and anyone who disagreed with them. Excuse me. One of the clearest examples of this was when Crooked Joe used the FBI and DOJ to take out a member of his own party after highly respected Congressman Henry Queller bravely spoke out against open borders and the Biden border catastrophe. Sleepy Joe went after the congressman and even the congressman's wonderful wife, Imelda, simply for speaking the truth. It is un-American, and as I previously stated, the radical left Democrats are a complete and total threat to democracy. They will attack, rob, lie, cheat, destroy, and decimate anyone who dares to oppose their far left agenda. An agenda that is, if left unchecked, will obliterate our magnificent country. Because of these facts and others, I hereby announce my full and unconditional pardon of beloved Texas Congressman Henry Queller and Imelda. Henry, I don't know you, but you can sleep well tonight. Your nightmare is finally over. Now, I don't know if anybody had this on their radar. I didn't. I haven't heard the talking heads talk about this. I think, I mean, this is just Trump. He looks at people. When we talk about weaponization of the federal government and what happened, he was a prime source. It's just like me. I probably wouldn't have had the heart of people that were weaponized against, I guess you could say, on the opposing party. Sometimes we're like, good, they deserve it, right? But having it happen to me and having my family pulled out of our house at gunpoint, for absolutely nothing, not even one charge, but just to get the clickbait and the headlines to try to slow people down that are out there. I've never been apologetic for my support for MAGA. I've actually, I dig deeper every time they come after us. And so Trump's went through that. Trump went through that. I mean, when you think about it, Trump's wife, her panty drawer was raided by an FBI, and she was the former first lady of the United States, folks. This is the thing the Biden administration did. How many people on Trump's team did they try to prosecute in, let's say, Georgia, Fulton County, Georgia? All this was, and they're promising to do it again. You had Eric Swalwell. You've had many of these people. Jamie Raskin says, when we win Congress, get ready. We're coming after you. Not because they violated the laws, because they are finally trying to bring some accountability. This is a letter that a subject, this is what was shared. I'll pull this up. It says, first, dear President Trump, first we want to thank you for your service to our nation and the leadership you continue to provide for millions of Americans. We understand that the responsibilities of your office are immense, and we're deeply grateful for the time and compassion you extend to families like ours who are seeking mercy and understanding. We write you simply as two daughters, two women who love their parents more than words can express and have spent countless nights praying for strength, hope, and understanding. This has been the hardest chapter of our lives. There have been sleepless nights, anxious mornings, and quiet moments when the weight of it all feels overwhelming. We watched our parents, Henry and Imelda Queller, two of the kindest, most selfless people we know, who have given everything to others endure something so heavy in public, carrying a burden that no good hearted person should ever have to bear. Through it all, our parents have remained faithful and resilient. Our father has spent his life serving others, helping veterans find resources, securing funding for small businesses, strengthening support of our border patrol and law enforcement, and backing U.S. oil and gas industry to promote American energy independence and protect American jobs. Our mother has always been at the heart and soul of our family, caring for others before ourselves, volunteering at church, and reminding us to pray even when we feel overwhelmed. We have seen her not only care for us, but also her elderly parents, now deceased, who lived to be 98 and 101 years old. Every day, she made sure they were comfortable and surrounded by love. She was their caretaker with patience and compassion until their final days, never once asking for anything in return. The same gentleness and devotion she gave them, she has always given to everyone around her. Even now, during this challenging period, she continues to show strength through kindness and grace, offering comfort when she's the one who needs it most. Her steady faith has kept us all together. Our father sought legal and ethical guidance long before any accusation was made. He obtained a written legal opinion and two separate House Ethic Committee opinions confirming that his actions were lawful and consistent with his duties as a member of Congress. He trusted those opinions entirely because he has always believed in doing what is right. Our father and mother are honest individuals raised by hardworking parents who taught them that integrity matters above all. This ordeal has taken a deep emotional and financial toll on all of us. It has tested our faith in ways we've never expected, but it is not broken. We still believe in justice. We still believe in America, a country built on truth, fairness, and compassion, even during the hardest times. This experience has shown us how easily good people and good intentions can be misunderstood and how deeply that can affect a family. Still, we hold on to our faith and keep praying that the justice system we were taught to respect will reflect the same fairness and humanity. We also believe that our father's independence and honesty may have contributed to how his case began. He has never been afraid to speak his mind, especially when it comes to protecting the people of South Texas and securing the border from the policies of the previous administration. President Trump, you once publicly said that you believed the indictment was wrong. And later, at a White House picnic, you told me personally, as you pointed to my father, he was a good man. Those words meant more than you could ever know. Those words meant more than you could imagine. I still hold on to them because they remind us that good people recognize good character even in difficult times. When you and your family faced your own challenges, we understood that pain in a very human way. We watched from afar through the eyes of daughters who knew what it felt like to see parents under fire. We prayed for you and your family, for your strength, your peace, your faith to stay strong, because we know that behind the headlines, there are real people who hurt, who love, and still hope for better days. That's what unites us as families and as Americans. The shared belief, no matter how dark things seem, faith and compassion can still light the way forward. Our parents are good, decent people who have spent their lives giving more than they've taken. They love the country deeply, served their neighbors without hesitation, and raised us to believe that kindness, faith, and hard work are true measures of meaningful life. Now, in the later years of their lives, all we want as their daughters is time to be with them, to share laughter and family dinners, and to see them live without the weight of worry. We hope they can one day retire peacefully and focus on family, faith, and simple joys they have earned through a lifetime in service. All we want now is for our family to heal, to breathe again, to breathe freely again, and to see our parents' good name restored. With all our hearts, we humbly ask that you show mercy and compassion to our parents, either by dismissing the case or granting a full unconditional pardon. We speak not only as their children, but also American who believes the goodness of this country and in your ability to see the human side of every story. Man, good on Trump. We called this. I remember even playing Trump's clip where they said, I can't remember, you once publicly said that you believed the indictment was wrong. And we told you the indictment was because the Democrats wanted an invasion on the southern border. And that way they can, some Democrats, like you got still got a couple blue dog Democrats out there. Rep. Coiler was one. And he can get elected without having illegals in his city. But all the other Democrats who need the big congressional representation with the census counting illegals, they wanted this invasion, and he spoke against that. So interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. What else do we got here? How about this? This was breaking news. Let me put this on here. I hate that they keep doing it. Jack Smith subpoenaed for deposition with House Judiciary Committee. Subpoena includes sweeping demands for all documents and communication from Smith time as personal counsel, as special counsel. Let's go. Let's go. So all those documents, I believe it's supposed to be December 17th. This was from Rep. Jim Jordan. And you remember what happened when other people didn't do this? You remember Trump's people or MAGA people were thrown in jail when they didn't go and go for their subpoenas. So we'll see how this goes. We're going to keep an update on it. Let's get into this that was released yesterday. This is from U.S. Citizen and Immigration Services. The policy memorandum. The subject, hold and review of all pending asylum applications and all USCIS benefit applications filed by aliens from high-risk countries. It says effective immediately. This memorandum directs U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services personnel to place a hold on all forms I-589, that's an application for asylum and withholding of removal, regardless of the alien's country of nationality, pending a comprehensive review. Place a hold on pending benefit requests for aliens from countries listed in Presidential Proclamation 10949, restricting the entry of foreign nationals to protect the United States from foreign terrorists and other national security and public safety threats. Pending a comprehensive review, regardless of entry date, and conduct a comprehensive review of approved benefit requests for aliens from countries listed in PP 10949 who entered the United States on or after January 20th, 2021. That was the inauguration day for Dementia Joe. It says this memorandum mandates that all aliens meeting these criteria undergo a thorough re-review process, including a potential interview and, if necessary, a re-interview to fully assess all national security and public safety threats, along with any other related grounds of inadmissibility or ineligibility. An individual's case-by-case review and assessment will be done of all relevant information and facts. USCIS will also conduct a comprehensive review of all relevant policies. I like this. We know that under Joe Biden, we were at the border. We've seen the people waving their flags. We had people tell us, you'll soon know who I am. I mean, we covered a lot of crazy stuff at the border. Those people did not have the United States' best interest at heart. At least 90% of them. Maybe 10%. I could see there was some there that just seemed grateful to be here, like they want an opportunity, but still probably didn't fall under a legal asylum, like they were leaving fear. What a lot of people want is the American dream. That's what our founders had intended for America. We were supposed to be a little bit more self-governing. But if you look at what we have in America that Trump's trying to rebuild to make America great again, we are the greatest nation. We have people risking their lives to come here. We have people that fly their country's flag but refuse to go home. It's so great here. And what Trump is doing now is ensure protecting, and he's being called a racist, a bigot, a xenophobe. He's being called all the regular names because he's putting you, the American citizen, first. Let's see, what do we got here? Before we go on, you know what? Let's play this one. This has to do it with the pause. Check this out.
Map showing the current list of travel ban countries, which includes Afghanistan, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia, Sudan, Cuba, and Venezuela. DHS says it could be announcing the new travel ban list soon. Now, yesterday, the man accused map showing the current list of travel ban countries, which includes Afghanistan, Haiti, Iran, Libya, Somalia,
Yemen. We encountered a lot of people from Yemen when we were at the border. Sudan. It's just crazy.
Sudan.
We need it done. We need it done. We spent years just unvetted process. Remember when we would be in El Paso and people, the vetting process, how long was the vetting process? Do you remember interviewing somebody in the morning and seeing them that afternoon with their little paper to return to court in 5-6 years? You can go back and watch all that. That is still on Rumble. It's great to see that Trump is taking action. Let me put this up because we love America and we love America made, folks.
I'm excited to announce that we're having our biggest Made in America sale ever. We just put huge discounts on products made right here in the USA. My Pillow bed pillows, body pillows, go anywhere pillows, bolster pillows, all made with my patented adjustable fill. Mattresses, mattress toppers, mattress pads, adjustable bed frames, mattress foundations, and so much more. All made right here in the USA. And now we're expanding our USA products beyond just quality sleep. Like the cross I wear every day, now available in both men's and women's. We even have USA made socks. And are you tired of being tired? Try our new health beverage, Rev 7. Or how about my coffee? The greatest coffee ever. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use this promo code to get deep discounts on all these products. Plus, for a limited time, your order ships absolutely free.
Up to 50% off and free shipping. You can still get it in time for Christmas. They have all kind of great gifts. If you want to get your dog a gift, they got awesome dog beds too. Spoil your little furry there. And it's great to be partnered with MyPillow. America made, America first, guys. So make sure you head over to mypillow.com and use promo code Oreo. All right, so let's talk about some of this other stuff. And again, if you guys want to help us out, we're at the first of the month. If you guys want to donate to us, our links are on the bottom. They're put up in the chat. We appreciate anybody that donates. Any amount helps to get paid before they get shut off. So thank you all. Secretary Marco Rubio in an interview. Let's take a listen to this.
Look, the bottom line is there is no effective way to allow hundreds of thousands of people to enter any country in the world and not face consequences. You take 100,000 people from anywhere in the world, and you're going to have some percentage of them that turn out bad. Either they turn into criminals or potentially terrorists. I think that threat is heightened when you come from places that have terrorist movements that would target these people for radicalization once they enter our country.
Amen. Amen. We've been talking about it. We talked about it when we were at the border. Joe Biden didn't care. Democrats didn't care. And we're seeing the outcome of that. How about this one? Once again, Gavin Newsom's California protecting an illegal alien that is responsible for a 11-year-old child's death. Another preventable death of a child, guys. Listen.
It happened last week in California, just outside of San Diego. DHS saying the suspect is from Mexico and has been deported out of the U.S. 4 times. Back in Los Angeles, Jonathan Hunt picks up the story from there. Jonathan, hello to you.
Good morning, Bill. The tragic bottom line here is that on Thanksgiving morning last week, a mom had to say goodbye to her 11-year-old son, who died in the hospital hours after being hit as he played in the street. Aiden Antonio Torres de Paz was chasing a soccer ball with another friend when he was struck by a car that officials say was being driven by Hector Balderas Agilor, who did not stop and simply drove away from the scene. It's unclear at this point whether Balderas was speeding at the time. He was eventually arrested on November 29 and is now charged with felony hit and run causing death or injury. Department of Homeland Security officials say 44-year-old Balderas is an illegal immigrant from Mexico who had previously been deported on 4 separate occasions, 3 times in 2004 and again in 2010, when that mugshot you see was taken. And DHS says they filed an immigration detainer because, quote, sanctuary laws threaten to put this killer back onto California's streets. Immigration detainers are requests from DHS for local authorities to notify ICE if and when a person is going to be released from local custody. Law enforcement agencies in California have in the past rejected such requests. And in response to the DHS, California Governor Gavin Newsom's office issued that statement, reading in part, quote, the federal government admits a failure to apprehend the suspect when he unlawfully entered the U.S., but California law does not prevent them from acting now.
What a coward. What a coward. The federal government admits a failure to apprehend the suspect when he unlawfully entered the U.S., but California law does not prevent them from acting now. Meaning, we're not going to help you. We're not going to.
The San Diego County Sheriff's Office is currently holding Balderas Agilor in custody on $100,000 bond. He's due in court later today, Bill.
I can't wait till Gavin Newsom gets what's coming to him, and I think it'll happen. There's going to be somebody somewhere who serves justice. It's sickening. I don't know how Democrats can continue to put these criminal illegal aliens ahead of every American citizen, ahead of every American child. How about this? We've been having a lot of talk about Minneapolis over the last couple of weeks. Let's hear what Tom Homan has to say.
American. Always protecting the fraudsters. Joining us now, Border Czar Tom Homan. Tom, this is amazing, right? We have American taxpayers, including Minnesotans, being ripped off billions of dollars sent to al-Shabaab and a terrorist organization in Somalia. We got all these other fraud schemes, autistic children, and Jacob Fry's worried about protecting the immigrant communities. Your reaction tonight to this? This is madness.
And to say those and to use his own words, we're terrorizing the community. Are you kidding me? I mean, we're out there looking for illegal aliens and illegal alien criminals. And look, we've done operations in Twin Cities. But you know what? The uncoverings of criminal activity that Secretary Nolan just talked about just elevated their priority status. So, yes, there's going to be an increase of activity up there, and we're going to hold people accountable. We're going to enforce the law without apology. So, again, I've told every sanctuary city mayor, governor, you can stand aside and let us make your community safe and remove criminals. And even legal aliens that commit crimes that make themselves, that they're a resident alien, they commit a certain offense, a felony offense, even they're deportable and they'll be deported. We're going to enforce the laws of this country without apology, including in the Twin Cities.
When do you expect ICE to make its presence really known in the Twin Cities, Tom? Approximately.
I can't forecast that. I don't want to give up operations, but I can tell you that, Secretary Noem's all over it. I know ICE and CBP and other federal agencies, the FBI, DEA, ATF. President Trump's been a genius on this. He brings all the government to these operations. So if we arrest an alien with drugs, you got the DEA right there, can prosecute the case before we deport him. If you get him with a gun, you got ATF right there, prosecute the case before we deport him. But I can tell you, focus is there. It's coming. But I don't want to give a lot. I can't tell you how many people on the ground now, how many people are going to be on the ground. I'll leave that to the Secretary of Homeland Security. But focuses on those Twin Cities more because of the criminal activities been uncovered by DOJ and DHS.
And Tom, the Minneapolis police chief is now demanding.
Let's go. Let's see. I got to get this off the screen. I deleted that person. They're gone. They're gone. They can't. They have no factual basis for evidence. So they're now all alone in their hot pocket. Okay, what do we got here? Let's see. Let's move on. We got a lot on this one. How about this one? Operation Catahoula Crunch. This is also going on in New Orleans. Let's just take a listen and we'll get back
So
to
Catahoula Crunch, which we are launching today down in New Orleans, we're first and foremost really focusing on those worst of the So Catahoula Crunch, which we are launching today down in New Orleans, we're first and foremost really focusing on those worst of the worst criminals, those criminals who have previously been locked up by local authorities, but then because New Orleans functions as a sanctuary city, those individuals were not released to ICE. They were instead released back onto New Orleans streets. So we're talking about child pedophiles who are on our list of targets, burglars, gang members, rapists. Those individuals we are highly targeting, and we will continue whether it be 5,000 arrests or beyond. So Catahoula Crunch, which we are launching
pretty
today.
much, they're going after everybody that Democrats are defending right now. Human traffickers, drug traffickers, sex traffickers, all these people that Democrats will fly to another country and have a margarita with. That is who they're upset. And guess what? Trump's not slowing down. He's surging in New Orleans. He's surging in the Twin Cities, Minneapolis. Good on him. Good on him. Just to let you know kind of the stuff I seen this, just so you I give you guys a little detail on this. This is from Libs of TikTok. It says Roaring Fork School in Colorado hosted a Know Your Rights event to distribute resources to illegals on how to defend against deportation. Now, this is a publicly funded school. They also have a special liaisons to guide illegals. It says, I'm told this event was exclusive and by targeted invite only. This can make it easy for ICE if they just get the invite list. So this is the stuff that, again, when we have children or young adults graduating high school that read at a 5th grade level, that can't do regular algebra, but they can tell you like 78 genders. And this is where your tax dollars are going. I think we got a problem. There it is. There's this. It gives you all the same thing we've seen in other places. And again, let me look at something really quick. Copy. I'm going to see what. Roaring Fork Schools in Colorado. Let's see. Serves approximately 5,841 students. 60% Hispanic. It spends about $13,970 per student. Let's see. %33% are only 1/3 of the children are proficient in math. Oh no, I'm sorry. 26% of the children. So 1/4 of the children are proficient in math, but this is what they're focused on instead of educating. And we wonder why these people get out and they're sitting in Starbucks lines picketing for more money when they can't even add 8 plus 8. But they want $50 an hour. They want to pop out babies and raise a family. They're upset that the man that put everything on the line and built a giant corporation is eating $50 steaks every night like he should. But this is the problem. Let's see. It was called what? Roaring Fork? Yeah, I'm pulling it up. Man. It's just crazy how bad these schools are. It doesn't matter where we pull them up. Nobody can read, write, or do arithmetic. Speaking of the border and what's going on, you haven't heard a lot of applause from anybody about the border situation. The fact that in 6 months, we haven't had one illegal come across our United States border and be released back in to the United States, the interior of the United States. Now, we've probably documented hundreds of thousands on our videos where they would come over. Remember when they were doing the big sweep and they had Border Patrol in El Paso and we were all around downtown El Paso and they just had them line up, get their information. It was like a DMV line. And then they would come out with that piece of paper. Well, listen to Hakeem Jeffries right here. Because again, they can't admit that, hey, remember, before Trump, they said it would take an act of Congress to stop this invasion. They also said it's not only a humanitarian crisis, it's a global warming crisis. Remember that? Well, none of those crises are happening now. Take a look.
One of President Trump's key campaign promises was also on immigration, right? So even if you disagree with the way this immigration crackdown is happening, according to government data, U.S. Border Patrol has released 0 undocumented migrants into the U.S. for 6 consecutive months, and daily average apprehensions at the southwest border are lower now than under Biden. Are you willing to give President Trump any credit for that?
Well, let's take the two issues.
Question is, are you willing to give Trump any credit? You know he's done a fabulous job.
Together, right? First, we believe in a safe, a strong, and a secure border. And that's important. And
when did they believe that? When did they believe a safe, strong, and secure border? Was that when the administration was using forklifts and telehandlers to remove the Texas Department of Safety's barbed wire fencing so they could come right into Texas? I remember that. I think most of you do too.
Continue to stand behind that. At the same period of time, we acknowledge, of course, we have a broken immigration system. It needs to be fixed, but it should be fixed in a comprehensive and in a bipartisan way. The American people strongly disagree with the approach that Donald Trump has taken in terms of interior enforcement and immigration, because Republicans promised that they were going to go after violent felons. We support that. They're not going after violent felons.
If they supported that, they wouldn't have sanctuary policies.
Breaking up families, law-abiding immigrant families, in some cases, actually.
You can't be law-abiding if you're in the country illegally. You've already violated. You're here illegally.
Deporting citizen children of the United States.
See, illegally deporting citizen children. There's that lie we haven't heard for a while. So he wants the 2-year-old to stay in a home all by themselves when the mother and father came here illegally. They're getting deported. And guess what? DHS asked him, Immigration's Custom Informant, do you want to take your child? Yeah, I'm not just going to leave him here with nobody. That is how they do the word spin. Listen to this again. Dollar Store Obama.
Families, in some cases, actually deporting citizen children of the United States of America. That's completely and totally unacceptable. And the American people know it, which is why in the most recent Gallup poll, Donald Trump's approval rating on immigration was underwater by 25 points.
And it is true that the polls show, in terms of the tactics used, that the majority, they don't like the tactics being used. But in terms of the border, securing the border, can you give President Trump any credit for securing the border? Because as you know, that was a big issue under the Biden administration when you had record border crossings, and those border crossings have gone down dramatically. Can you give him credit for that?
The border is secure. That's a good thing. It's happened on his watch. He wants to claim credit for it.
He wants to claim credit for it. Guys. Oh, who remember? I remember I was at his inauguration on January 20th in Washington, D.C. I remember all the executive orders. I remember him saying, today the border becomes secure. I remember him working with Texas and we actually have the military. The southern border is now considered a, what do they call it? It's like a classified, it's a military area. So not only are you trespassing into the United States, entering illegally, you are now trespassing on a military base when you come into the United States. But if he wants to take credit for it, I got to list the rest of this. It's only
Of course, he'll get credit for that. In terms of making sure that we actually deal with the issues that matter, including on immigration.
Oh my gosh.
Or beyond.
I just love it. Let's see. Let's get this out of here. Oh, well, we got some more good stuff. How about this? This is about as bad as the View right here. Oh, no. Let's take a look.
He's always been racist, a bigot, xenophobic, and Islamophobic. We know that he called African nations a shithole in his first administration. We know that when he came down that escalator, he said he was going to stop Muslim immigration into this country. And so it is not surprising that he is going after Black immigrants in this country.
Black immigrants. I don't consider these people black. I'm just telling you, I got a lot of black friends. None of them pray to a pedophile Muhammad. Just being real. Just being real.
It's certainly not surprising that he's choosing a Black immigrant community that is also Muslim. But what I would like to say is that most of us are citizens. On our passport, it says we are nationals of this country. We love that Minnesota has welcomed us. Many of us have not been settled in Minnesota. We chose it as a home because the Minnesota people and the state is beautiful and very welcoming. And we are going to be here regardless of what the president has to say.
We're going to see about that. We got some video we'll show you in a while. And if she committed immigration fraud by marrying her brother, how about this? This is some of the videos coming out. This one's not too clear, but this is going on in Little Somalia, which is in the Twin Cities in Minnesota. And then we got some other videos over here. Check these out right here. Couple different. ICE just kidnapped a Spanish man and a Somali man as well. Here's the 24 Somali mall.
Yeah. Very sad. ICE I'm saying what Bush Ali.
If you leave the property, I wouldn't be following you, sir. I wouldn't.
Yes.
They're there and they're not leaving, folks.
They run. Yeah.
Aloha snack bar.
And the police is on its way. Yeah.
They think they kicked them out.
She said okay? Yes. Okay, perfect. adiga lawyer-kuna albaabkaa furin ku yiri, okay?
I'm outside apartment number kind of paha.
hal saddex hal
Can you open it for me? Thank you. Walk on.
They're literally live streaming them, saving illegals from ICE and harboring them. I love that. And another great thing is we know that Texas Governor Greg Abbott did an incredible thing that we said should have been done in Trump's first year in office, in his first administration. Trump still hasn't done it yet. I think it's coming, but the Council on American Islamic Relations, CARE, is a terrorist organization. It's been designated as such in Texas. And now Governor Greg Abbott has formally requested Treasury Secretary Bessent to revoke the tax-exempt status of CARE. Abbott has now designated CARE a terrorist organization because of its longstanding ties to the Muslim Brotherhood and Hamas and its ongoing support of terrorism. Like, this is where the Trump administration needs to step up on CARE. Guarantee they will, but... how about this? Some good news. We know we got to get these people processed and out, right? For those that are getting their, quote, due process. It looks like Trump administration has fired 8 immigration judges in New York. That's probably good. That's probably good. Take a listen to this article.
Yes, New York has now confirmed the Trump administration fired 8 immigration judges here in the city. The National Association of Immigration Judges says they were fired yesterday from the immigration court offices at 26 Federal Plaza. That building is where ICE has its New York City headquarters, immigration court, and where detainees have been held. The firings come after dozens of immigration judges across the country have been let go since January. Yes, New York has now confirmed the Trump administration fired 8 immigration judges here in the city. The National
lot of judges that need to go. How about this one? A warning to illegal aliens. Los Angeles, Chicago, and Charlotte. We're just the beginning. We are going to arrest you. Do you understand? Watch this. I love these videos.
Notorious.
I'm going to arrest you. Do you understand?
Arrest away. Deport, deport, deport if they're here illegally. Let's literally focus on those people that are doing the right thing, doing the right thing, living a good life. There's a lot of people that are in fear that are here doing the right thing on visas or green cards, and they're worried about them getting revoked. If they've done the right thing and they're here, we've met numerous of them. They pay their taxes. They do everything. They love this country. They want to honor this country. Those people are nervous right now. And if you got to understand, remember, why did this happen? Both President Trump and Tom Homan said prior to the election, we're going to go after the criminals and the bad guys. If these sanctuary cities continue these policies of protecting them, there's going to be casualties. We're going to go after everybody that's illegal in that city. So if you don't want that to happen, work with us so we can get the bad ones out. And Democrats said, nope, we're not going to do that. And Trump said, game on. Checkmate. And that's where we're at right now. And unfortunately, it's sad, but it has to happen. I don't care if you're picking vegetables, because a lot of times that's what they've always said. And we haven't seen that. Trump actually stopped them from raiding farms, if you remember, about 5 months ago. So it's not those people. And they said, well, they're only doing jobs Americans won't do. And we're like, Uber, Lyft, superintendent of schools, teachers, daycare workers, those are jobs Americans won't do. Give me a break. Give me a break. God bless ICE. God bless ICE. I want to say thank you for all tuning in. We'll have our second show here in about 3 hours and 40 minutes. If you guys want to contribute, we would appreciate it. It's the first of the month. You know how it happens on the first of the month. We got to get everything paid off and then fight again for another month. So if you guys want to help us keep the lights on, keep going on the show, you can donate to us. Our links will come up here in about 30 seconds. We have Venmo at Oreo Josh, Cash App, $ Oreo Army. The Give, Sing, Go is right below. And then we also have a Zelle. If you do mobile or online banking, you can do a transfer through Zelle. That address is purepatriot559@yahoo.com. And they're all coming up on your screen now. We'll see you in a little while. Thanks to the mods. Thanks for everybody that gifted subscriptions. We appreciate you. Love you all. See you soon.
Well, hop above the Oreo Express, where truth don't hide and we don't second guess. Unapologetic, we're bold and we're loud, shining light on the left shady crowd. Oreo Express, rolling down the track, exposing the lies, ain't no turning back. Conservative fire, we're speaking the truth. At Oreo Express, this one's for you.